Hello, I'm going to show you how to use iRealPro today. It can be a little bit tricky, but I really think it's worth it that you figure it out. The first thing you need to do is grab one of these iPads. This one is Carl. When you have it, down here in the bottom right, it's going to say music. Open it, and it's this app right here, iRealPro. Okay, once it opens up, you might be given a bunch of different choices. It depends on what was last opened. Like that. That looks kind of scary. Don't worry about it. For now, what you need to do is you need to click up here. And once you do, you're going to get a bunch of different song choices. But we really don't need to worry about that. Right now, we need to click this one right here where it says playlists. I'll show you that. Oops. No. I'm looking at this backwards. Sorry. There we go. And there are only two playlists, and the one you need to know is the one you're going to use at Jazz Fest. When you touch that one, you're only going to be presented with 4 different choices because that's how many different songs we're doing. The top 2 are the big band pieces, and the bottom 2 are for the combos. So let's click on the top one and see what Filthy McNasty looks like. So everything has been done for you. There's all of the changes, and the tempo's been set, all that stuff. So let's look at the different sections in here that you need to know. So we're not going to worry about anything on the top, but what we are going to worry about is stuff on the bottom. So you'll notice that it says the style, jazz, medium, swing. Don't worry about that. You can change it, but we're not going to. Over here is the tempo. If the tempo is too fast for you, you can change it by sliding this up and down. But I think 130 is about right for us. And then you'll notice right here it says 4 times. This is where you can change to how many times you want to repeat the song, which is pretty useful. The last thing that's really useful is this, and you really need to know this, transposition. Right now this is in the key of C because there's nothing at the top that tells me that it's in a different key. However, if you're going to play this on a tenor sax or a trumpet, we need to change it to a B flat instrument. So all you have to do is touch that top right corner. I'll show you one more time. Right there. It looks like a sax and a trumpet together. You tap that. Then you're presented with a bunch of different options. And here's the keys that you can transpose to. Let's choose B flat. Once we do, we notice that it says B flat. And at the top, see that? It says, shuffle, B flat part. You need to make sure that you have the right key for yourself, or else the keys that you see will not sound right with the chords that you have. I'm going to show you what works, or what happens when you start this. And I'm going to use the speaker from the iPad, so it's not going to be very loud, but it'll give you an idea. So I'm going to go ahead and press play. You get a count off. And you'll notice that there's volume, you get chords with yourself playing, and you have piano, bass, and drums that it's preloaded with. You'll also notice something else too as it plays. The yellow shows you where you are, and you also have up here, up here you have all these different chords, scales. This is the moneymaker right here. This is why I like the app so much. And let's say you just want to practice just this one chord scale. You just touch it and hold it, and then right now it's set to repeat for just this one. So now it's going to repeat forever. And it's going to be playing, oh, my bad. It's not going to be playing forever. We'll stop that. I goofed up. So let's do this instead. Now, see how that went from a play sign to it looks like an arrow that's going and then turning around again? That's a loop arrow thingy. I just call it a loop marker. So when I press play, it should only play just those 2 measures. And it's going to go back and forth. Okay, I'm going to stop that. So check this out. Let's say you're going to play on this chord. There we go. Right now it has, oh, come on. No, I don't want it to, Stop. Okay, at the bottom, it shows C7 sharp 9 scale. It's an altered scale. It tells you what kind of chord scale it is. Isn't that nice? And it has all the notes. So let's say that after the third measure, you're getting tired of using an altered scale. Check this out. You can choose this measure, and you can choose the kind of scale that would work for it. And see this little dot? It shows you how many options you have available. So you could use either the altered, or you could use this. Sorry, it's a little bit hard to see. Let's see if I can fix that. Nope. They're you can kind of see it. Hold on. Diminished half whole. So let's do that one for this measure, and for this measure we'll do the same. Diminished half whole. Now what will happen is I'm going to play just these 4 measures, and when I press play, you're going to notice that the chord scales going across will show the 2 available scales, altered, then a diminished half whole. Now you're going to also notice that the background doesn't change at all, and it's not supposed to. Those scales are for you to look at while you're soloing and while you're practicing. That's why I like this so much. Let's say that the last 2 bars you're having real issues with all those chords. And that's a lot of chord changes. Let's slow it down then. Let's slow it down to like 90. And now we're going to repeat just these 2 measures over and over. Like this. And then we can just practice just those 2 measures. And it has all the scales right there at the top. And again, if this is too fast and you're not there yet, just click on a measure, and then you can see the different chord scale options you have. And you can just practice those scales and get them under your fingers. It's really, really, really useful. The last thing, if you're a piano player, you can take the piano part out. If you're a drummer and you want to practice your drums style, just take the drums out. If you're a bass player, same thing. Just take out the bass. I'm also going to show you something cool. Down here in the bottom right, you're going to see those notes. This is for the options for chord scales. Now, you can do chord scales. You can also do, if you're a guitarist, you can do fingerings for your right hand. And that looks like this when you hold down a measure. You get the fingering instead of the chord scale. I can also do piano voicing, and I can just do my left hand. So let's say I'm not sure what to do with my hands or where that should be played. So notice as well, it says B flat 7 sharp 9, and the music says C7 sharp 9. That's because this is a transposed part. So let me put it in C so things don't get too confusing too fast. Alright, here's something else that you can do. I'm going to go back to chord scales. Okay, so chord scales are set to be back on. Up here, in the shading, it looks like a little circle. If you choose font, you're going to see a couple of things that are interesting. There's number notation, like 1, 7, 4 minor, 7, whatever. There's also for guitar, it's going to show you all of the different voicings that you could, I mean not all of them, but it'll show you some options. It'll also give you piano voicings as well. Piano 1 hand or piano 2 hands. Which is pretty useful if you're not sure how exactly to voice that chord. I really, really, really like this app. I really want you guys to use it. You have so many options and tools available to you that it is disgusting how easy it is to practice with this stuff. So I really want you to be working on your songs. You can also export audio, and you can also export the charts as PDFs. I'm doing it for you so you don't have to worry about it. But I would really like it if you use this app because it's going to help you become a better soloist. Alright? Thanks for listening. Thanks for hanging on. I know it's a long explanation, but you did a great job sitting there and listening. Yeah. Thanks.